to get the vacuum working, but it is now working. And to my great surprise, I found out it has a hell of a suction, but not a big enough dust collector. I found, for those of you who have that, don't forget to turn it over and check your rollers regularly, because my rollers got so jammed with dog hair and stuff that I didn't vacuum up that they weren't doing anything.
It might be a good idea for before you do your first one that you do a manual one, or break it in half, clean it, do the second half, and from then on, because you don't have to do it, you do it more often. It's not a once a week or once every 3 days. Let it run every day, then you won't have that problem. But of course, if you have dogs that have long hair with rollers, you're always going to have a problem.
Yeah, well, I've been doing that now that I've got it working and figured out what the problem was. The routine here is, as soon as the wife is up, then the vacuum goes on, and I groom the dog pretty much daily. So it's working better, but it is amazing. It picks up stuff with my eyes I can't see even when I'm hand vacuuming.
Yep.
So anyway, that was all I wanted to mention.
I've now received the hand vac, which of course isn't smart, very small, very light, and has a heck of a suction. And it's great for both in the house, the parts that the smart one doesn't cover, because there is always going to be corners that the smart one can't get to, and it will with the handheld one. And it does a nice job. Also works great in the car.
Is this from Wise?
Yes.
How much is it? Because I could use a new replacement for my Black & Decker.
I think it was in the 40s price wise. I'm not 100% sure anymore.
Oh, I'll go take a look. Thank you, Bob.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Marcia.
Hi. You may have done a session on this before, but I could really use some tips on printers. And I have a brother, a laser printer that continually goes offline, and I never know how to get it online. I always look it up on Google. I follow the steps. I still can't. And then sometimes it will work. Also, I go north and south. And so when I have an ink in Florida and I take out the ink, I put it in a Poplock bag, do all those kinds of things. But then when I come back, the color, I clean the heads, I clean everything, and it won't print. I mean, I can get the black to print, but my color won't print. It looks like I'm frozen, and I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Marcia, just to let you know that I did a whole video on this for you, just for you. All right. It's a 3/4. it's a whole video. I'll post the link in there. I actually haven't done it. I haven't put it on. We haven't. I was thinking maybe of doing it in segments on Tech for Senior, but with being so busy lately. But it's a whole show on just how to all those issues you were discussing. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm just looking down. I'll post it right in the link for you. I'm just looking for the URL on it now.
That would be really helpful, especially since Google has stopped their cloud printing.
Yeah, it talks all about that. I talked all about that. I'll just put it. I will do that if I can find it here.
And
Yeah,
James, you're muted.
Bill, you're muted.
I was going to say about the same thing about the vacuum is that I emptied the bin after each use, and so it never really fills up. The more you vacuum, the less stuff is inside of it. But I have now the Y sprinkler, which I got installed over the weekend, and that works wonderfully. So that's another thing to consider. Took me a little longer than the 20 minutes they say to get it installed, but the problem I have is that I'm not very handy with tools, so it takes me a while to find all the things I need and then get on with the project. But the Y sprinkler system is really just as good, I think, as the vacuum's going to be.
Just posted
Bill?
on our Facebook page about the lamp and ups in a stand-up lamp that Wise has put out that's gotten excellent reviews. I'm waiting for mine to get here.
So when that brings up another question. I ordered one of those vacuums, but I have yet to get it. When did you get yours? The little
I
handheld?
haven't gotten it. I'm still waiting for mine to get here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have ordered one of those on order as well.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I have two on order because I thought I hadn't ordered, and I ended up ordering another one. So I'll be getting two, which works fine. I'll leave one in the car and one in the house.
Bill,
Yes.
if you want to a practice run for your little robot vacuum cleaner, you can bring it over and you can do a test run in my house.
Oh, I don't need a test run. It ran last night and did its thing. Everything runs
I
at 2
know
a.m. in the
you have
morning.
carpet and I have wood floors.
Oh, it works great on hard surfaces and soft surfaces.
Yep.
I have mine running at 2 in the morning, so when I get up, I have nice clean floors.
Prove it. Bring it over and prove it to me.
We're going to have to
Sue,
get you one, Dorothy.
Sue has a question.
Not $300.
Yes, I have to get a webcam and I've never had one before. So I was wondering if anyone could recommend a good moderately priced one.
I've always found the Logitechs are the best and most reliable.
Okay,
And the price ranges, they'll go from anywhere from like 30, 40 bucks up to maybe $100 or $200 if you want to spend a lot of money.
well, I really don't want to spend a lot of money, but I'd like to get one that's pretty good. How do they attach?
I bought one at Walmart. I was just happened to be in Walmart, and it was $15, and it was Silo is the brand, and mine just plugs in to two ports, one for the microphone and one for the USB, and was nothing to hook up. That's if you can find one. And it was in the center meridian aisle there by the electronics. And I just grabbed it. It's in this little black box. And so, I mean, that's the cheapest one you're going to get for $15.88. They go up from there, of course, with those other brands, but I'm pleased with mine. So that's all I have on that.
What brand was it again?
It's CYLO.
Oh, Silo. And,
Yeah.
and how do they plug in?
It just plugs
I know
in. It's nothing. It's like a 3-minute deal. You plug it in to where on the side of your computer where they fit is where you plug them in. It's 2 plugs, and they're gonna fit or they're not gonna fit. It just plug in, and you're done. It's no
USB.
thinking about
With the Logitechs, there's just a USB and that's it.
Right.
it.
There's
Okay,
just
good deal.
USB. Which USB is it? Like 2 or 3 or?
Most of them are 2, some are 3. Either one, you don't need the 3 really. The 2 works perfectly well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well, 97, we got 3 more to go. Live stream's going, Bob. I guess we'll start right at 9, eh?
Murray has his hand up.
Murray, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, when you were talking about the monitors, that there is a rumor that the fall Apple Watch will also have a blood pressure monitor.
Yes.
And then, of course, one problem with the watch is, as opposed to the implant for monitoring, is that you've got to take them off to charge them every once in a while, and then you're not being monitored. And of course, if you've got a condition where something like atrial fibrillation could occur suddenly, it doesn't do you much good if it's not being monitored. And I will mention that I have seen my doctor. I had to see him personally because ICBC requires you to do that in order to renew your driver's license. So I had no choice. But I will be seeing him after I get my knees x-rayed to see what he's going to do about that. Anyway, those were my comments for now, and I'll talk to you at the end after the Q&A.
Yeah, for everyone that maybe we'll talk about that in a minute, but there is a question and answer at the end of the show. We do that for about 20 minutes. So if you have any burning questions about the show, or then you can certainly we do a question and answer at the end.
We're up to 100.
All right.
Do Apple Watches tell time also?
I don't know. Do any watches tell time anymore? I mean, I never look at I just ask, who? SA. So, yes, indeed. I wonder if anyone's ever going to buy a Timex watch, the old Timex watch.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you probably have an extra one or two of those around.
I wear a time.
I actually love this watch. Let's see, it probably won't show on it.
No, I have a bunch of watches sitting in a drawer.
But this
I wear
one,
a Timex.
this
I
is
wear
an
a Timex daily.
this is my atomic watch, which picks up its time every night at midnight from the cesium clock in Boulder, Colorado. So it's always either absolutely accurate, or when it makes a mistake, it's really wrong.
Yes.
I'm wearing my watch.
Gosh.
Yes, indeed. 1 minute and we will start the show.
Mine still shows 99.
Yes, somebody didn't get in.
What
They
are we
were
up to,
waiting and
99?
waiting and waiting and had a problem hooking up. So
We've got lots of room
somebody-
over on YouTube, so
yep, we're back up to 100.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're not on, you can go to YouTube and watch us.
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Jim, did you have another question, or
I don't
if
think we've
not,
got
put your hand down?
I will
I
hold
just
on.
wanted to tell you that I just checked on wise.com for the handheld vac, and they're out of stock. You have to put your email in for notice when it comes back in.
If you don't hurry up, you're always going to go on a waiting list.
Right. It is 9 o'clock. We are going to start the meeting. I'm going to, let's have a look here. We will mute all. And you can unmute yourself. And then we will share the screen. And we will share the screen with some computer sound. And we will stop sharing. All right. Tech for Seniors, episode 57, season 2. It is April the 26th, 2021. I want to welcome everyone here today. Thank you so much for coming. It looks like it's a full house, which is great. And we also have our streaming service over on YouTube. Thank you for everyone for coming. For those of you who are over on our streaming services on YouTube, the show will go on for about 50 minutes. And then just prior to our music segment, we'll be stopping the show. For those of you who are new today and who are with us, this show goes on for about an hour, and then we have a 20-minute question and answer period afterwards. The show is taped, and this afternoon should be on our YouTube feed. And if I had a question this morning. Someone on Facebook said, "How do I get the link for the show today?" If you haven't already, please go over to www.techforsenior.com. Sign up for a newsletter because all the information is there. Just click the link, and bingo, you will be in. So be sure and do that. That would be, and then you'll be able to get into the show. We had a fun week last week. We did our Tech for Senior Live on Thursday. Bob, Hewie, and I had a lot of fun doing that. So we'll be doing it again this coming Thursday. Again, it's on our streaming service. I can now say, we talked earlier in the show about we are now an international show, intercontinental show, because we have people from Germany watching, Canada, and the United States, which is sort of cool. So that's great, and maybe we'll have more countries involved pretty soon. That's really cool. So anyway, I'd like to introduce our staff today. Where's Hewie? Hewie, are you around? There you are.
Right here. I'm here.
Yeah, there you are. Hey, did you hear this morning that Starlink's going to lower the satellites? They want to lower them closer to the Earth. Are we going to have to duck down?
Yeah, we're going to have to duck. Yeah.
Huh. And also, I heard that Huawei is going to put satellites up for their new version 6. What is I'm having a senior's moment. The 5G for their 6G,
yeah.
For their 6G service, they're going to be putting satellites up there. Are we not going to have a lot of space junk?
Yeah, and OneWeb already put 36, I think, up a week or two ago, and they're going to do another 36 later this week. And they're sending them up with the Soyuz rocket, of course, because they're not going to use Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets, and there's nobody else to send them. So they're hiring the Russians to do it.
Yeah.
And so they're on their way. They originally had some satellites before Starlink, but they went bust, and then a couple of companies bought into them, and so they've been revived. And so they're going to have about 600 satellites out there. So yeah, there's going to be a bunch of them out there. And then of course Amazon, Jeff Bezos is also has a system that he's going to put up there.
Yeah, wow. And then Bob, you got back from Texas, and Bob sent me this weird email yesterday. He said he's now a vlogger, and I thought he might have a disease and he was going to die. So Bob, what's with this vlogging thing? Or
There is someone who has a regular video show.
Oh, good.
In Tech for Seniors, because I do an episode within it, which is recorded and is available on YouTube. It's called a vlog, VLOG, instead of a blog. Of course, I also have one of those suckers, but
isn't Tech for Senior a vlog?
I thought you had a disease or something.
Hopefully, no.
And then Dewey, you're home moving all that. Joanne, you got to sort of keep this guy under control. He's moving all that dirt and stuff. You're too old to do that. Hire somebody.
Don't say that to them.
No.
No. Man, you're doing
You're
well.
only as old as you feel.
Life begins at 80. Remember that.
And then Ray, so you know what happened yesterday, Ray? I watched the Academy Awards, And I was so disappointed because I always liked the music for all the shows on the Academy Award. They didn't play it. They didn't have big orchestras playing all the music. Did you watch it yesterday?
No, actually, I missed it. I'm not a big Academy Award fan, to be honest, but I do know that they decided to hold it at Union Station, the railroad station in Los Angeles, rather than the theater they normally hold it in. But no, I missed it yesterday.
Yeah, that was sort of weird.
I
All
went to
right.
the movies last year.
So listen, what I wanted to do, I'm just going to share my screen, and I wanted to play something for you. I wanted to play something for you from episode 5, 1 year ago. 1 year ago in episode 1, this is episode 5. I want to just play you a short little clip of what we talked about, okay? So I'm just going to share the screen, and we'll share it.
Is the program I just released, and it's available on YouTube now. And I thought I would give you a run through of this. And this is called a photo album to Google Photos in 13 minutes. Now, there's been many videos made on how to digitize photo albums into your Google Photos, but no one has done it with the twist of how fast can you do it. And I have the world's record of, I did 150.
To talk about a little bit about a website that I discovered. You can get to it by just typing in colorize it.com, colorizeit.com. And what you do is you can upload.
So those were the two shows, two comments we did. Hewie talked about Colorize, and I talked about that video that I did. And of course, I thought it was appropriate because, of course, as of June the 1st, there's some big changes in Google Photos coming, which I think you all know. Now, we have some very famous people here with us today. Chris and Jim Gould, I see you're in the audience. Welcome. They, of course, have that very, very popular website, Geeks on Tour, and Chris is a product expert for Google Photos. And I just want to announce that on May the 17th, Chris will be doing a 20-minute part of our segment of our show on the changes for Google Photos that are coming up. Now, she also is going to be on the big show this Wednesday, Dottotech, as a guest speaker. So we wish her well for that, and we look at with anticipation that she's going to be on our show on the 17th, and we'll talk about the changes. But for those of you who have all your albums sitting in your closet, you should try and get all those pictures online now before June, so you can because otherwise it's going to start costing you money. Now, I remade that video, which was just being reposted as well on our channel, took all the ums and ahs and that sort of thing out. And so I remade the video so you can watch it. But you might want to look at that if you want to get all your pictures up into the cloud. And if you are, and so you can either watch Steve Dotto this Wednesday, or of course on Chris will be on our show on May the 17th. All right, I think, Bob, are you up and ready?
If you're ready. Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending April 23rd, 2021. TikTok sued over data collection of children. Former Children's Commissioner of England Anne Longfield is suing TikTok on behalf of millions of children in the UK over data collection that Longfield maintains is without sufficient warning and transparency. According to the BBC News, the claim covers all children who have used the popular video sharing app since May 2018. Children wishing not to be represented can opt out, but if Longfield is successful, each child affected could be owed thousands of pounds. The data collected in question includes phone numbers, videos, exact location, and biometric information of each child. TikTok, owned by Chinese company ByteDance, issued a statement saying, "We believe the claim lacks merit and intend to vigorously defend the action." Avast security evangelist Louis Carones commented that while data protection should be a priority for digital platforms, part of the responsibility also falls on the user. "It is important to protect kids," he said, "even more so where they share content online. That being said, we all know how useful warnings are. Just look at everyone's reactions to the warnings about cookies upon visiting a website. We parents are our kids' best protectors and guardians, and it is on us to teach them to give them the right advice about online safety." Facebook announces multiple new audio features. This week, Facebook announced a host of new audio features intended to make audio presence easy, natural, and immersive so you can more fully experience social presence. First and foremost in the effort is a new set of audio tools for users, what the announcement calls a sound studio in your pocket. Sound effects, music, voice morphing, noise reduction filters, and more. These tools will allow content creators to make sound bites, edited short form audio clips that can convey jokes, anecdotes, inspiration, etc. The social platform will also begin accommodating podcast streaming. In addition, the site and Messenger app are testing live audio rooms, a Facebook audio hangout in the style of the trendy social app Clubhouse. Spies use LinkedIn to fool UK nationals. UK intelligence group MI5 warned the nation that over 10,000 professionals in the fields of government and key industry have been approached by spies hiding behind fake profiles on LinkedIn. Users who accept the connections are then baited into sharing national secrets, according to MI5. The Center for the Protection of National Infrastructure launched a campaign called Think Before You Link to alert government officials of that threat. BBC News reported that one concern is that once a victim accepts one of the malicious connections, that in turn would encourage the victim's contacts to accept the request as well, since it would appear they share a mutual acquaintance. Code Cove's supply chain attack targets hundreds of networks. San Francisco-based online software testing platform Code suffered a supply chain attack that went undetected for more than 2 months. And while initial reports were that only Code Cove systems were affected, Reuters reported that the impact spread to hundreds of the company's customers. Code Cove has over 29,000 clients, including GoDaddy, The Washington Post, Procter & Gamble, and IBM. It is unclear who is behind the breach, but experts believe Code Cove's customers were targeted through this attack. The FBI San Francisco office is investigating. New hacker tools reveal Facebook users' email addresses. After Facebook dismissed the vulnerability a researcher found, saying it was not important enough to address, the researcher went public with a demonstration of the weakness through a hacking tool called Facebook Email Search version 1.0. The researcher said the tool could link 5 million Facebook accounts to their associated email addresses in one day. Facebook then released a statement saying, "It appears that we erroneously closed out the bug bounty report before routing to the appropriate team. We appreciate the researchers sharing the information and are taking initial actions to mitigate the issue, while we follow up to better understand their findings." Read more on Ars Technica. Here's what your Amazon Echo knows about you. First things first, Amazon Echo says it's not recording and storing all of your conversation. It's designed to respond to its wake word, which is usually Miss A, but you can change it to whatever you want. Once alerted to its wake word being spoken, it starts recording from that point, but also includes about 3 seconds before the word was spoken. The only time it is supposed to record and send data back to Amazon cloud is when that trigger word is spoken. For US customers, the Amazon Echo knows all information related to your use of Miss A and Miss A's enabled products, including your voice and other inputs. Response provided to you through Miss A, information they receive in conjunction with third-party services and auxiliary products you use. The information and content you provide or receive through the Miss A app. In the UK, they know your voice and they may back up certain info to the cloud, including account settings, notes, email, and wireless configurations, bookmarks, search history, communications, and call history. And for the rest of Europe, Amazon has country-by-country rules. The Amazon privacy policy states that they're not in the business of selling customer personal information, but it also says that their services might include third-party advertising and links to other websites and apps, and that third-party advertising partners may collect information about you when you interact with their content. Advertising and services, Amazon also gives users the option to review and delete recordings one by one or by date range. There's also an option to set it up to verbally ask Miss A to delete your recordings. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. That was great. I see the bad guys are still proliferating.
I wish somebody'd figure out how to stop them.
All right, so now we have oh my Dewey. Let's have a look and see what Dewey has to say today. We will let's start here, and we'll get going.
Good morning, friends. This is Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is Tech Talk News Odds and Ends. ReviewGeek.com writer Andrew Heinzman reports that nearly 4 years after Apple launched its first Apple 4K TV streaming device, the company is putting out a new Apple TV 4K with HDR video and an upgraded metal-clad Siri remote. While the 2021 Apple TV 4K retains many of its predecessors' features, including Dolby Atmos sound, it offers clear improvements in video quality and processing speed with its new A12 Bionic processor. The new streaming box replaces the 2017 Apple TV 4K and starts at $179 for the 32 gigabyte model and $199 for 64 gigabytes. The new Siri remote works with earlier models and may be bought separately for $59. You may recall that I spoke about LiDAR 3 weeks ago. LiDAR, if you recall, is the acronym for Light Detection and Ranging. It's an active remote sensing system that uses light in the form of a pulsed laser to measure distances. The new robotic vacuum cleaner from Wise uses LiDAR to pre-map and program the precise areas of carpet to be vacuumed in a home before it's ever used the first time. According to Scott Stein at CNET, Apple is going bullish on LiDAR, a technology that's brand new to the iPhone 12 family, and specifically to the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max. And rumor has it that LiDAR will also appear on all 4 models of Apple's upcoming iPhone 13 lineup. Apple's LiDAR promises better low-light focus and is up to 6 times faster in low-light conditions. LiDAR depth sensing is also used to improve night portrait mode effects. The backside of iPhones with LiDAR will look like this. The small black circle underneath the 3 lenses is the LiDAR sensor. Last Tuesday, 9 to 5 Mac writer Michael Poplock reported that Verizon's super-fast ultra-wideband 5G coverage is coming to 4 more cities in the U.S. They are New Orleans, San Antonio, Fresno, and Riverside, California. Brings the total to 71. Verizon's ultra-wideband 5G is the high-band millimeter wave technology that brings blazingly fast internet speeds to densely populated, mainly city center areas, albeit at short signal ranges of a mile or less. Richard Lawler at MSN.com reported that Comcast notched a cable modem breakthrough by running a test that hit 1.25 gigabits per second up and downstream on their live network. It also tested a Broadcom device designed for the DOCSIS 4.0 full duplex, means upstream and downstream standard. Comcast's full duplex setup relies on a hybrid fiber cable strategy to deliver ultra-fast speeds. By enabling full duplex DOCSIS, the upstream and downstream traffic can flow at up to 10 gigabits per second concurrently. Wow, that's fast. While fiber networks have already established bidirectional gigabit speeds, until now, most cable connections are extremely limited in upload capacity, even in places where gigabit download speeds are possible. DOCSIS 4.0 represents what cable companies expect from the new standard that was released by Cable Labs in 2020. Implementation, this is what's important. Implementation of this new standard and DOCSIS 4.0 modems will likely appear in late 2022 or in 2023. So it's a ways off. Eli Blumenthal at CNET.com wrote last week that Verizon's 5G home broadband internet is coming to 3 new cities, San Antonio, Memphis, and Riverside, California. Now, Verizon's mobile millimeter wave network provides the backbone, that's a familiar word in these subjects, for their 5G home internet service. Prices for 5G home run $50 a month for most Verizon customers, or for $70 for those who aren't. There are no annual contracts or data caps for 5G, and monthly prices for 5G home, and monthly prices include equipment fees and taxes. Got an extra word or two in there, I guess. In a bid to get people to switch from their current internet provider to 5G home, Verizon will begin offering a $500 credit on April 29th to cover early termination fees for those stuck in a cable, internet, or other contract. You know, they're really aggressive. Wireless companies are increasingly competing with cable and satellite in the home internet market. Example, Verizon is also giving new customers a free Samsung Chromebook 4, a free Stream TV, that's Verizon Android's TV-powered streaming device, and a 1-year subscription to Discovery Plus. Wow. Cellular providers are betting they can get millions of people to ditch home internet providers such as Comcast Corporation and Charter Communications over the next few years. Depending on where you live, there are 2 different ways to get home internet. One is the expensive process of running miles of fiber optic cables in underground trenches or on telephone poles. The other is less expensive, fixed base wireless. You've heard about that before. Beaming signals over a carrier's airwaves to a home antenna that connects to a homeowner's modem. Last fall, I spoke about a website called Print Friendly in PDF that easily converted informational articles on the internet to printer-friendly documents or PDFs by stripping out the ads and sidebars and lots of other junk. TFSer Byron Nate first told me about it a half dozen years ago, and also suggested it's way easier to use as a browser extension. So I added the Print Friendly and PDF extension to both my Firefox and Chrome browsers and just use it often. Byron Nate sent me an email a few days ago telling me that Firefox has decided to block, in effect disable, the Print Friendly and PDF extension from now on. Here's the notice Byron received from Firefox regarding their blocking of this browser extension. In small print is kind of small. It says print friendly and PDF is blocked for your protection. Yeah. Why was it blocked? The add-on violates Mozilla's add-on policies. Well, I'm glad they finally thought of it now. Going on. Finally, I was cleaning out the glove compartment in my car the other day and came across this old familiar metal box with Penguin caffeinated peppermints that still tasted good despite being more than 21 years old. Obviously, I don't open the box very often. It came from the November 1999 Comdex show in Las Vegas, which featured introduction of the new, then at least, Linux operating system with its Penguin logo. This box of Penguin mints was in the goodie bag that attendees received. Speakers at the 99 this is kind of for your information. Speakers at the 99 Comdex included Linus Torvalds, who was the originator of the Linux operating system, Microsoft's Bill Gates, George Lucas, you know, the guy who achieved the concept of Star Wars, and he was there for Sony's PlayStation 2. Also there was Hewlett-Packard CEO Carly Fiorina and Michael Dell, founder of the Dell Computers. Well, back to when I opened the Penguin box several days ago, I was just surprised to find a cute little box of Avast mints as well inside the Penguin box. I had forgotten that years ago when TFS staffer Bob Costisha spoke on security at our club at Silver Ridge Resort in Mesa. And I had picked up a box of Avast mints from his display. And there it was inside the Penguin box of peppermints. I had no idea because I hadn't opened the box for years. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today. And I'm not only sticking with it, I think I'm stuck with it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.
Oh, that was good. Bob,
That's funny.
Just to interject, I still have those peppermints, quite a few of them. We just need to get together again.
Yeah. Bob, did I cut you off? Sorry. I think you had a little clip you were going to play.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
In this little privacy and security tutorial, we're going to set up two-factor authentication in Facebook. One more way to protect your Facebook account from winding up in the hands of a cyber crook. Again, start by going to your Facebook page. Once you get here, go to the account, click on it. Once this opens, go to Settings and Privacy. Click on Settings. Once you get to this page, go to Security and Login. Select it. Next, on the right-hand side, it says Two-Factor Authentication. It means once this is set up, if you are signing in on an unrecognized device, you will be asked to supply a code that is sent to you. Let's set it up by selecting that option. Once you get to this page, you have several choices. You can use an authentication app, you can use a text message sent to your phone, or a security key. In my case, I'll be setting it up with a text message to my phone. And if that's the method you decide to use, click on Use Text Message. Once this opens, you can either use the phone number that it already has on file, or you can add a new phone number. The decision is entirely up to you. Once that's done, hit Continue. I've just received a message on my phone. Remember that authentication code will change each time you get a new request for verification. It also pays to put in the right digits. Hit the Continue button. Two-factor authentication is now on. And if I sign in from an unknown device, it will send out a notification. And until I enter that authentication code, no access to my Facebook account. One more way to make sure you are accessing your Facebook account. Stay safe, be free. I hope this helps.
Thanks, Bob. That's great. We're going to move on now to, I'm going to go and share my screen again. And this is the third part of our virtual reality talk that I have for you today. And we'll share this and we'll start.
It's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. Virtual Reality for Seniors, Part 3, The Experience. Now, you know the routine. If you like this video, please click the like, and we'd sure appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It really helps people who want to see these videos in the future. Thanks so much. Let's get on with the show. Now follow me as we go for a ride on my bike through the town of Comox, British Columbia. Let's start at my house and we're going to go for a little tour. Now you're going to have a lot of fun with virtual reality. Oh wow, there's the wow factor. For only $299, you are going to have so much fun. As seniors, we often have bad news, either with personal health with ourselves or with other people. So we need to laugh, we need to get out, we need to have some fun. And virtual reality certainly will give you the fun that you're going to have. Now, whether you want to take dance lessons, whether you want to go for a walk in Paris, or whether you want to visit a museum or cycle through Holland, it's all possible in virtual reality. Now, you're going to be able to communicate with friends. One of the great things about virtual reality is the ability to communicate from one person to the other in different locations. In virtual reality, where you actually think you're talking to someone and they're right there in the same room. It is so cool. You can enjoy lots of games. You can play table tennis. Maybe you want to play table tennis with another group. You have a group every Thursday that you play table tennis through. Again, all happens in virtual reality. So you're going to enjoy the games, you're going to socialize, and the other thing you're going to do is we're going to get you moving. As seniors, we have to keep moving. Remember the old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it. So we're going to shake it up, and we're going to show you how to do some moves today. So let's continue on with our little cycle through the town of Comox, British Columbia. Well, now you have your new Oculus. We need to do a setup. You've got it out of the box. Well, you're going to need to set it up. It's pretty darn easy, and you can use your cell phone or a PC. In fact, as I said before, it is a standalone computer, so you don't need a PC to use it. So I did it with my cell phone. It's real easy to do. Let me go out. Let me show you how that's done. Now, also in the setup process, you'll be able to communicate with other people. So if you have other friends that have Oculus devices, then you can communicate through that. So we'll set that up now. Let me show you how it's done. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is to go to your Facebook account. Ooh, you don't have a Facebook account. Remember, Facebook owns Oculus. Now, if you use Microsoft products, you have a Microsoft account. If you use Google products, you have an Android phone, you use a Google, you have a Google account. And if you have any Apple devices, you have an Apple account. So it only makes sense that if you have an Oculus device, you're going to have a Facebook account. Because with the Facebook account, you're going to need to register the device. You're going to get all the software updates for your Oculus device. You'll be able to purchase apps within the Oculus store. And when you connect for multiplayers, again, this all happens through the Oculus software and the connections through the Oculus website. And again, this is why you need a Facebook account. Now, you don't have to put any information in your profile. online or anything like that, just check your privacy settings and make sure you're secure if you're not a regular Facebook user, and you'll be just fine. All right, where to start? Well, you'll have pre-installed on your Oculus Quest some basic applications that you can use to have fun with, but you can also go to the Oculus Store and download many more applications, games, whatever you want onto your Oculus Quest. You can do this from your phone, you can do it from your PC, or you can do it actually right within the Oculus Quest device. So there are many ways in which you can get more programs, apps onto your device to have lots of fun. Now, the next thing you have to decide is really, what do you want to do with the Oculus Quest, right? You have it and you're wondering, oh, wow, this is cool. Well, it can actually be used as a desktop browser. Yes, there's a browser. You can actually browse the internet. You can check your email. And it even links to YouTube, which opens up a huge possibility. Yes, all your YouTube videos can be seen in virtual reality. In fact, you can even watch Hewie and I and Bob and the whole gang of Tech for Senior in virtual reality. That's a cool thought, eh? Now, you can also link your television in, and you can watch TV in virtual reality. Or you can use it to communicate with other people. So you and I could be having this conversation now in virtual reality as well. Or, which I decided to do, is to use it for exercise. Remember, if you don't use it, you lose it. So the focus today on this video is going to be how I used it in exercise. Now we're going to show you, this is a bike. This is actually my daughter's bike. I borrowed it from her. And this is sitting in our exercise room, and you'll see it sits in front of a television. My goal was to have this mounted and to use it with my virtual reality headset on and to do some cycling. You'll see that it's an outdoor bike, but of course it's mounted on a stand. I should tell you that when you put a bike on a stand, it actually gets quite tall. So I need a little footstool there to help me get on and off. And the goal was that I was going to sit on this bike, put my virtual headset on, and cycle around the world and have some really cool fun with it. Now, this is the stand. The stand, the only equipment that I really needed was the stand to mount the back tire on. And this cost around $100, and it just clips onto the rear axle and is really not a problem to install at all. Very simple. Now, one thing that I want you to purchase if you are planning to do this is this little device made by Magene, M-A-G-E-N-E. And this is a little device, then you'll see it clips on the pedal there. And this is a Bluetooth connection that connects to the headset, the Oculus headset. And this allows the device to accurately decide how fast you're going. It converts your pedal rotations to speed. So the faster that you pedal, the faster you're going to go virtually, right? But without this, you can't do that. The pedaling wouldn't really count. So this is a way in which your pedaling links into virtual reality. These are very common. You can, this is $20 for one of these devices, and it just clips on the pedal. Now, I didn't find, after a while using the bike, I found a little uncomfortable. As you get older, sitting on a bicycle seat isn't great. And the other thing that happens is that, particularly for my wife who has some arthritis, she couldn't get on the bike. So the other thing that you can do is get a recumbent bike. This is the one I bought. This is about $300, and it's a recumbent bike, and it works great. It's comfortable. You can sit there, and you can do all the cycling with a recumbent bike. Now, learning the equipment. Now, learning the equipment is fun, and it's easy. It's a whole new world that you're going to be entering, and it's foreign to you. You've never done this before. It is totally immersive. You're going to be completely in a different world and oblivious to the outside world. You'll also need to move and activate menus. You'll be setting a floor level, and also you set peripheral boundaries around where you can move, so to keep you safe, because safety is a big concern. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a common problem in virtual reality, particularly for beginners, and that is nausea. So I'm going to give you some advice. The first thing is take it slow. Start with a seated or sedentary experience and try not to do too much in the way of motion to begin with. It takes your brain a little bit of time to get used to the new experience that you're going to have. The second thing is don't push through virtual reality sickness. Stop what you're doing, assess the situation, go away, maybe try a different application. Now, if you are having problems and you're in a game and you're sort of moving along in a sliding sensation, the best thing I find is if you actually start to move your arms and legs. This triggers your brain and says, oh, this is a correct thing to be doing. We're actually moving. And that sometimes helps. The other thing is the bracelets that you can wear around your wrist. Have that little ball that pushes in on the front part of your wrist. This is a P6 acupoint pressure, and we often use these for people in airplanes or in ships for air sickness or ocean sickness, and these work quite well as well in virtual reality. Also, spearmint is helpful. So chewing some Wrigley spearmint gum or sometimes some mint candies can be helpful. And the other thing, which is an interesting one, is a fan. Get a fan and point it towards you from the front of the room and have the air blowing towards you. This does two things. First of all, it does help with the nausea, but it also you get a sense of direction and always sort of can point yourself back in the right direction. It's quite helpful, actually. Now, I wanted to tell you about a website and a software program that I strongly recommend, and it's called VZ Fit. There's two options for this. One is free, and you can sign up for free, and there's a paid version. This is a cycling app, a fitness app that really works well for you. The free version, you get one ride or one route per month, whereas if you have the paid version, which is $10 a month, then you get unlimited. You can cycle all over the world. They have groups you can go cycling with. You can get coaches. There's all sorts of things that you can do with this application. And it's an application or a game that you would download onto your Oculus Quest. Now, why is this so important? Well, first of all, you can set it so you're a novice or a beginner. And the first thing when you're trying to ride a bicycle, like I have with my stationary bike, is, of course, the bike doesn't move, but you are going to be moving in the game. So what they do is they work it so that usually the routes they choose are straight routes, so you don't have to turn. And also they've developed it so that if you tilt your head to the left, then you can turn and bank to the left. If you tilt your head to the right, you turn and bank to the right. Also, it uses Google Maps, the road view, for their travels through the different areas. So if you come across a car, the car sort of just flattens out and you go right over top of it. It's a bit weird, but you'll get used to it and you don't have to turn. And so it makes it much easier, particularly when you're getting used to this. So if you're planning on using your Oculus Quest for a fitness and riding a bike like I tried, then for sure you really want to use this app. It's called VZ Fit, and I've put the link in the just below on the screen. So give this a try. So just remember, when we're seniors exercising, the most important is your safety. You are going to be totally immersed in a different world, so we want to make sure you don't hurt yourself. So learn the equipment and start slowly. The other thing I'd like you to do is set some realistic goals. The most important thing is to have fun. And remember, if you've had some health issues, maybe you've had a small stroke or something, you have maybe some eye-hand coordination problems, then there's all sorts of applications in virtual reality that can help you improve your eye-hand coordination. Virtual reality for seniors, part 3, the experience. Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. Hope you've enjoyed the show today. Bye now.
All right. So Huey, you're up.
I'll be right here and whoops, wrong thing here. I am ready to go. Windows 10 tips and tricks that I presented to a help group recently online. I'm Hewie Poplock. Notice I have my browser. If you go to the corner, you see that double arrow?
Yes.
Or here it's an arrow side to side. And if I come down here, it's going to be, so depending where it is. So I can just click and drag, and then I can take another window that I've got. Let's see if I got something open on here. Yeah, right here. I can take this, slide it over, and then move it. Now I've got both on the screen.
And they will function independently, right?
Yeah, you can go back. You got to go back and forth between them. From your phone. But you know, there's the video. You can also get it using, and I can stop it, and I come back over here, and I can click here and do whatever I need to do, and then come back. So that's why it's called Windows. And I can even make this smaller using the all apps list, or if you have it on, stop this, and I can open up, say, Notepad. It's over here on my other screen, so I'll bring it over. Let's see, come on. I can bring it over here, make it small, and so now I got a Notepad set up. I can have different windows sized.
Sort of works like text boxes and pictures that you put in.
Yeah, so you can do whatever. And the nice thing about it is if you've got something in one that you need to drag to the other for whatever reason, you can do that.
Oh.
Now there's one other thing in Windows that you can do is, let's take this. If you grab, let's see, you grab it at the top and then real hard, move it over to the side, it automatically will make it one half of a screen. You have to play around with that to make it happen. And right now, let's see if I can grab it here. Yeah, and I can grab it off of there. I can't do it to the other side because what I have is another screen over to the right.
Yes.
Another monitor, and it just goes over and it opens up on the other screen, the other half of it. But all you have to do is, or you got to just bring it all the way over. It'll make a half a screen. Then you can actually take something, and I can, let's see, I can drag this over now. Whoops. I'll drag it over to this side. And where'd that other one go here? Here. We'll take this. We'll take this. Now I'm going to take this one, do the same, and now I've got them 50-50, and I got both of them filling up the screen. But what I can also do is I can move one here and make the other one bigger if I wanted to.
But
so now I got two things. So you can move things, you know, you could move things back and forth. So I can say, okay, I'm here. I'm going to copy that. Come back over here and paste. And there it is.
Okay, now if you were on the screen that is has the browser on it, if you were to move it up and down, would the other one would not move, right? It's independent.
Yeah, right now it's locked to the side of the screen. So if I move it down, it then makes it so it can move around.
Okay.
And the other one's not moving. And this is also here too, don't forget.
Okay.
So these, I can move this one over here, or I can move this one up here. I can take this one and we'll move it here. And so we can move it all the way around. This is why it's called Windows. I got different windows open.
Seems.
And let me just show you. Now I got three things open. Let's just, I'm going to go ahead and open bunches of things here. I may have to change the screen. No, that's fine. Good. So I got something here. and it's blocking the other. So if I click this, it brings it forward. Yeah, but remember there's something behind here. So again, hold the Alt key down and tab, and there's everything I've got open. So I can come back up to here, see how that's highlighted when I let go. It's got it out in front. Let's see what else did I have behind there? Is it this? Yeah, I got this. And there's a couple of these things around the other monitor. So let's see, you've got this. So I can bring whatever I want forward just by holding the Alt key down. And as I tab through, and when I find the one I want and I let go, it's forward.
Go through that again.
Okay. Okay, I'm
You
holding the
hold
Alt.
it-
I'm
ahead.
holding the Alt key down
Go ahead.
on your keyboard and I hit tab. Still holding the Alt key down.
Okay. That's what I missed. Okay.
That's the trick.
And then if you
And
hit
then,
tab
and
again,
then
it
while you're
moves-
holding, and then keep hitting the tab
Okay,
key,
okay.
and it'll move it from window to window. And then when you get to the one you want, you let go, and that one will be then the active window.
That's
You let go of the
fantastic.
Alt window.
I'm sorry?
You let go of the Alt window.
Yeah, I let go of the Alt key, yes.
Yeah, the Alt key.
Yeah, and that goes away, and then that's the primary or the active window. And
Yeah,
to make
I call that the background, and I had a hard time getting to it. Now I know how to get to it.
Yeah, it's very easy, and it's yeah, because otherwise, I got something down here, and I'd have to click down here to bring it forward.
Okay.
And then if I come back here, it's partially there, and if I go
From your
here, well, I
start
can't.
menu, you can click on it from your start menu.
I just
Or-
hit. You can type in the search box. That wasn't me. That's not me talking. That's the video. So anyway, so I've got all of these open, and again, I want to get to this. I can click there, but if it happens to be down here, I can't get to it or see it. So I hold the Alt key and then tab, and then I can come to it, and there it is.
To me, that's fantastic.
Yes, it
Good.
is.
Some items that I covered, and next week I'll do a few more that I covered for that meeting as well.
Thank you, Hewie. And Ray, you'll be up next. I just want to thank everyone. This is where we will be ending the live stream to our YouTube broadcast. Thank you for coming. Those of you who are over on our YouTube broadcast, we'll see you again next week.